Hey, welcome to another great evening at Tampa Fishing Outfitters Live Fishing Report. I'm Captain Rick with Captain Travis and Captain Jason. Welcome to the live well, guys. Hope you got an hour to spend with us, and we're going to talk some fishing.
Let's do it, man.
We're going to get her done.
Let's do it, baby.
So what's happening?
Snook.
Snook?
I mean, that's
Snook, big snook.
It's spring has sprung.
Spring it.
That's about what it is, man. I mean,
I don't claim to be good, but I've been pretty darn good this week.
You've been good.
They're ready to go, man. They're ready to go.
I've been
Snook
pretty good
been
this
real
week.
Good.
I got my
Bait.
chest pumped out this week. So
Good for you. I'm going to have mine poked out this weekend.
Well, we've been catching fish and having a good time doing it. And like I said, the snook bite's been good, man. A lot of fish coming out of the river systems. Starting to see some fish on the flats even. Some of the sandbars got some fish laid up on them. Redfish here and there. Trout bite picked up real good. Caught quite a few trout. And so spring is here. I hadn't seen a whole lot of bait local on the markers. I mean, there's a few of them that's got it spotty.
It's coming.
But you know,
get warm.
Oh yeah,
Get
no,
warm.
it's definitely around. It's just, you know, they're not loaded yet from, you know, morning till noon.
Right.
You know, where everybody's just loading up on it. It's almost easier just to go to the bridge for me. But plus
Get
I've
warm.
got a new bottom machine coming, so that's been a little tough.
Yeah, how's your machine reading?
That's been a little tough. So I've got a new Simrad coming, and once that gets here, we'll be back on the bait.
That was funny because you called me the other day. What was it, Saturday?
Yeah.
And I haven't had a machine on my boat because I'm still in a borrowed boat, but I have a machine now because Kurt put one on. He called me and says, "Hey, what'd you do for bait this morning?" I said, "Man, I'm sheephead fishing. I got shrimp." Darn, I'm at the bridge and I don't have a machine. So
he put his machine on your boat.
it's not my
It's
boat.
his boat.
It's his boat.
He
He
owns
bought it.
Yeah, Kurt
Oh,
bought it.
Kurt
bought
bought
the boat.
it, so-
Dude, you owe Kurt a lot.
I know I do.
Jeez, Kurt, if you're listening, man,
He is.
Kurt's
don't let my
man,
boy
dude.
short
Kurt's
step
man.
you now, man.
Kurt's
Jesus.
man.
No, Kurt did good. He put a bottom machine on it. Well, it come off his old boat though. I mean, it wasn't. He didn't go buy a bottom machine to put on.
So he
Right.
bought that Ranger.
Yes, yeah. We got big plans for it.
I hope it's
got
including
the-
taking that T-top
he got-
out.
No,
Dude.
he likes it. His wife likes the T-top. But anyway, he's got the power pole working. So I got a power pole and a bottom machine, and
Well,
I think I'm only going to run this weekend as my last trips. I think in it. But anyway, we'll.
Oh,
we'll
you
see.
getting yours back that soon?
Well, if what
That's
they
the game plan.
That's the plan.
Rick's
So-
holding. Rick's gonna be like, "You said,
Dude, I'm gonna be so happy.
you said," and if they're off,
If they're off, they're off. I understand the weather, but anyway, my story was I was trying to find bait for Travis.
Man,
And everybody's been finding my bait for the last since December because I can't. If I rolled up somewhere, if you can't see it with the naked eye,
Yeah,
a boat. I don't know how
it's
people
funny
fish
how,
without one.
And I've got bait. It's not that. It's just when as a guide in the morning or before your trips, whether it's an afternoon trip or whatever, you sort of set the amount of time that you need to go catch bait and what it's going to take, and you sort of when you don't have a bottom machine.
How do you do it?
You can do it, but it's just,
Ask Greg.
It's definitely
Greg McCullough knows the answer.
for when
I
the
don't know
bait's
how
on
he
the
did
bottom
it.
and a lot of different places we get it. I'll roll up and oh yeah, boom,
Yeah.
be done with it. And so I've been going to the bridge where I know the bait's there, and
It's been a little tough this week getting it there.
I got it. It wasn't too bad, but it took a little bit, man. I had to bounce around a little bit. Once that tide picked up, it made it a little tougher. I had to ease down towards the shallower part of the bridge. It made it a little easier for me, but it was nice because there's always a bunch of different types of bait most of the time at the bridge. And you've got them friggin' hog legs, and I threw like 2 nets of those guys, and I was like, oh man.
Don't want that.
So it was nice because I slid in a little shallower and started getting some of them nicer,
Right.
3-4 inch baits, 2.5 inch baits, which trout fishing has been real good. I've been catching quite a few trout even on the smaller baits. If I use the bigger bait,
Yeah, but you don't want them big old hog legs
clipping the
too
tails.
often.
I've been
Well,
clipping the tails.
Yeah.
I've been clipping the tails on them bigger baits, and it's made a difference. But using the Keep Alive system on the boat, man, especially this time of year when you load it down, I mean, them baits are fired up, dude. Like, but you put a big old hog leg bait on there, especially if you're trying to fish the bushes, man. You sling him up in there, dude, and the guy's going like this, man. I'm like, yeah, just wait, and the bait's over here on the other side of the boat, out on the flat, because they just hightail it out of the trees, man. So if you cut the tail, they stay up in there a little bit longer and kind of flail around. But that's where, for me, some of the bigger fish have been laid up.
Well, I've been doing a lot of fishing since I come back from Colorado. Actually, yesterday's my first day off, which was nice because I spent a lot of money in Colorado. But it's been good, man. It was weird. This has been a weird year. I left. It was freezing cold. I'm thinking, man, it's gonna be another train wreck month with trying to. At least the sheep's head bite was picking up when I left, but we're shrimping it and just been toughed every 3 days with bait. And I come back 5 days later. Whitebait's here. I'm catching snook. Trout fishing's actually, as much as I've complained, I really ain't complained about trout.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did. You complain a lot about
did.
trout.
Well,
And redfish.
I've done really well in trout this week. Like,
So you're not going to complain this week,
huh?
but you have been
No,
complaining a
I
lot.
still think there's something wrong with trout.
Okay.
I
But
think
you
I
have
still,
been complaining about trout.
Yeah, well, I was concerned about our species.
Concerned about trout now. Okay.
But
Trout fishing's been good, though, man.
trout fishing, all of a sudden, like they showed up in some different areas, not the typical areas, but I fished these before and didn't catch them. I don't know. I still think our trout fishing is not right. I'm gonna tell you that I had a good trout week, but I still don't think it's like it should be. So with that being said, it's still kind of a little weird though. I think I think these fish are a little confused with how warm fast it's gotten.
It's been
I think-
record hot, man.
Yeah.
It's
But-
been real hot. I think you're right. It's made a change because we fished on the outside of some bars looking for some trout the other day, and we were catching snook.
yeah.
Like almost like not summertime mode, but these fish were out there feeding. And I wonder if there's probably some smaller fry baits and some glass minnows and stuff.
There's a
especially in
ton of
this area.
of
I didn't see them
either
on the
big
surface.
glass minnows or it's either small greenbacks or
I
tiny.
think they're big glass minnows.
I
Yeah.
think they're huge. They almost look like small
You're coming down by the
greenbacks.
port.
All the way down, all the way to the little
these were
cockroach.
closer towards
Big pile
cockroach.
of
These were
them.
closer towards
Okay.
cockroach. But I know that's generally where there was birds diving, white birds and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But we never actually got close enough to see it. But I guarantee you that's what they were out there
I
doing.
saw
was
them down
eating
by the
glass
port,
minnows.
and they were big glass minnows.
Okay. Well,
But we were
they're-
catching snook out there. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Pretty good ways away from the river. So that's a
Yeah.
good sign. A lot of the
Well, this
couple
heat,
oyster bars we fish.
I play golf with Chet, and Chet's already about to go to therapy over the heat already. He's like,
I seen the day.
I can't believe it's this hot this
It's hot,
early.
bro.
And I mean, I'm like, Chet,
It ain't that hot though.
It's
hot.
pretty hot.
It's
I
hot.
kind of liked it. I mean, I don't.
It's
Heat
pretty- I
to
mean,
me.
Well, we get a little
If it's
breeze.
this
We've had,
warm
it's been
this
a little.
early,
It's been a
though.
little breezy in the afternoon. but,
Listen,
you
we're
know.
gonna get some cold fronts in March. We're gonna have to cancel some trips. It's coming. It ain't gonna stay warm the entire month. Like, I mean, we've got a warm spell, but
I don't know, man. I mean, I think if anything, it'd be like pressure systems, maybe some
I think the
thunderstorms and
wind
stuff like
maybe
that.
will
Yeah.
rain, but I don't think
I don't know if
we're-
we'll get a cold front.
Not,
bet you we
not
get some
chili
cold
cold.
front.
Nah,
I don't know, man. I mean, it's pretty daggone warm,
Put the coats
man.
away.
Um,
Sweatshirt's
but
all you're gonna need.
as far
Yeah,
as the fishing goes, it's,
well, I'm
it's
not
spring,
saying
man.
like
I mean,
20
there's fish
degrees.
loaded up in a lot of the springtime areas.
Dude, we
sure.
pulled off my 14 years ago. I never done this. Customer, we went fishing, 40-incher. Got it to the boat, pictures, release.
It ain't about the fish, man.
Next cast. No, next cast. She gets a 35.
That's pretty good.
I was like, I don't know if I've ever done that. I mean, not like two
I've never
casts
done
or
it to
three. I'm
that-
talking like the
to-
next bait.
I've never done it to those two back-to-back.
Me neither. I was like,
It's
wow, game
we've-
on.
yeah.
I don't know on the numbers, but there's some times we'll fish some dock lights at night, you know, in the summertime.
Oh, Parmaloo.
And dude, buddy, when they're on, it's on, and you may not catch everyone you fire down there, but when they're loaded up
catch everyone.
on them biggins, they'll suck them down if
Well,
you're using the right baits.
I thought it
But
was.
that's a little different though.
I just thought it was cool that it
Were
was
you cut
like
baiting, live baiting?
live bait. I haven't used any cut bait.
Yeah.
I think these fish are firing off on the live bait. I
Still,
think we're early in the
yeah.
year.
Yeah.
But the last 4 trips into the tide change, I mean, I've got it. Of course, I got it down to science for about 4 days to the tides change. Roll in there, about a 20-minute window. Bam. I mean, I'm getting like two in the high 30s, low 30s. I'm usually getting 2 in about 20 minutes, and they just done.
Shut down.
Yeah,
Shut down. And I go, move on to spots. But it's been good.
definitely that time of year, man.
It's
these
good to
trophy
hear
fish will
because
start eating.
a month
just gotta
ago
be careful with
Ladyfish
them.
got that big?
they do. Hey, we get some 40-inch ladyfish.
40-inch ladyfish.
But it's good to see that we're talking good about fishing because a month ago we
Right.
yeah.
were
here's-
belly aching about
here's-
fronts every 2
here's
days.
What's concerning though is if we do have that nasty cold front that you're talking about, which I don't think we will, but
I don't think
if
so,
we
man.
do have a nasty cold front, like
We'll be
a nasty,
fine.
nasty one, these fish are way out of position now.
Yeah, but water was 79 degrees
Yeah,
today.
it's
It's not going to
warm,
drop.
man.
It's going to drop to 70 or 68. It's not going to drop in the 50s. I mean,
I hope
think
not.
we're
I'm
good.
just saying
I think
if
we're good.
it does, I don't think we will.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we're even going to have to get dragged this.
I think we're
Jacket's
a
back
moon
out.
away from bait hitting the flats and everything going nuts, man. To be honest with you.
yeah,
I don't
I
know
actually
about
caught
that.
my first red.
Well, this full moon coming up in March, I think is and that's what are we, 2.5 weeks away, 2 weeks away from that. It's gonna fire off, dude. Week and a half. What is it?
if we don't have cold fronts, we're going to be doing April stuff in March.
Without
I
a
promise you
doubt.
that. I'm doing
we're
March stuff in
It's-
February.
It's happening, dude. It's,
We're doing April
it's
stuff in
going on
February.
right now. We're gonna
So-
have. A lot of these fish are gonna be sore lip come April
Yeah.
because they're already sitting in the areas eating.
And
baits.
the bad thing about this is, so your tarpon stuff that you typically book, and I usually try to book my tarpon stuff mid to late May
Mhm.
into June, July, and then go through the summer months. Well, are all these fish going to show up in like April when you really aren't? I mean, certain guys like
I think
TJ will fish them,
tarpon
but
will generally show up a little bit earlier. And there's guys down in Naples, South Florida area that have been catching tarpon for a while now.
yeah. Oh, I know there's some in the bay. What I'm
so
saying
it's
is, you
taking
book
place.
your.
I mean, Upper Bay's got tarpon. But
My point being for us, you book your seasonal guys on a certain month
yeah,
based on what you think is going to happen. Well, is that going to be jacked up? I mean, is our April going to be May? Is May going to be June? If that's the case,
I'm a late tarpon guy anyway.
well,
like it.
yeah,
Yeah,
you are,
you
but
are.
I'm not.
That's
I mean,
part of the reason, man, because I got stung a couple years where you fish that early or late April, May
Yeah.
bite, and there's a handful of fish around, and then all of a sudden everybody's done with their tarpon
Yeah.
trips, they're complaining, and then it fires off, man. And for me, I like fishing the bay, so I like that late tarpon bite, and sometimes it's better or sometimes it's worse, but it generally always happens. It's pretty predictable in terms of when it's going to go down. But when you talk about when does that happen, especially for me inside the bay, it's a lot about when those glass minnows and that fry bait and that hatch happens.
well, they're already
Because
there.
That's really what triggers that whole bay channel fishing, deal is when you got a lot of bait out in those channels and those tarpon just lay up in them and gorge, and it makes it for a good time to tarpon fish. But so for me, that's generally when I look at it. But it's nice because even when they're inside close, if you start seeing them, you just start wheeling off. It's nice to do an inshore trip and peel off and try to catch a tarpon or two on the way
The
in.
little
or
ones are
something,
still fun.
Ain't no doubt.
Tarpon?
Juvenile tarpon, yeah.
Those river and inlet fish are fun.
I've really kind of put a little more time in
quite a
last year
few.
and
I've
done
been to
well with
rivers
them,
still.
and I enjoy them more because
Well,
you know
you're
what's
fishing
nice
the
about
same ones I am, and they're a blast.
they are. Well, you know what's nice about them, Rick, is that, and I've kind of messed with them, but I didn't mess with them a lot. This year I really put some time in, actually ran trips for them.
Mm-hmm.
The cool thing is you're using the same bait as you are snook fishing. So
Yeah.
Right.
we're like
And
when you're
rig
fishing the
and
beach and you
tackle.
got a bunch of cut thread fins and you're cut baiting on the beach, when somebody go, you can't. It's hard to interact the two. I tell people when we're going tarpon fishing, we're kind of going tarpon fishing. Where when you do even in the bay for the
Right.
bigger fish, you can mix it up some because
100%.
it's different.
Yeah.
I don't think the tarpon fishing is as good as numbers as the beach.
No.
But I think
No.
it's as good as you can get more of a variety.
Talking about the juvenile stuff in the rivers.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about actually fishing the bay like in July too.
No, but the juvenile stuff
I-
in the river and
I
inlet.
think
that
you
was,
can do the numbers. I just think that you're going to do it more consistently out probably
was-
when there's more fish.
I thought
But
what you were
when you
talking
take
about.
a ratio of boats versus fish and you
Well,
break
and
that
that's-
back down,
That's been the but
you
that
start to
wasn't
wonder,
the case 4
you know?
years ago.
I
When
agree.
you were out there tarpon
agree.
fishing, you kind of hung it up on the tarpon deal.
I didn't tarpon fish at all last year. But a
Well,
couple
I'm saying
trips.
5 years ago
I'm
though.
not a big
Oh, I was in it
in
then.
the crowd
It
tarpon
wasn't.
guy, man.
I mean, you could hit numbers
what's
out there
going
pretty
on.
on it.
Yeah.
Now it's just gotten. There's a lot more pressure out there, and honestly, it's just like our schools of redfish we talking about. I don't think they're all dead. I think they're changing their patterns. I
Right.
guarantee them fish out there are changing
No,
patterns.
it's the same. It's the same deal, man. It's gonna have pressure will change things.
But what you were
I
talking
mean-
about, at least where I thought you were going with, you could those summer inlet
Mix it up easy.
tarpon. You could go out and do a snook, redfish,
Yep.
go mackerel fishing, whatever. Come in and hit those little tarpon with the same tackle,
Right.
same
Yep.
bait, same everything, and is basically like you're
Yep.
snook fishing for them, but just
I tell you, one of my favorites is in the summertime, and we'll do a simultaneous. So we'll do snappers and some groupers and some shark fishing on the bottom, and then you got the tarpon that you're also fishing for, and that happens pretty much every year. Especially we'll be sitting there catching snappers, and it happens every year. It's happened. I can't remember a year it hasn't happened that I've been fishing out there. I got a chum slick going for snapper, and we're using little small snapper rigs,
Mm-hmm.
and we hang a freaking 80, 90 pound tarpon.
well,
Happens all the time, and it's after the clients are like, we don't want to catch tarpon, this, that, and the other, and
Right.
of course we end up hanging them. I've got a video on my page where I think it was 2 or 3 years ago we had that happen. I was actually using some 7-foot Therese rods because we kept getting bowed up by these groupers. They were coming up underneath the snapper, so I said, man. So I put on some like 20-pound gear, and sure enough, dude, we started catching tarpon. And we were actually, landing them because I put up some beefier gear. So that was pretty cool.
Ty, what's up, buddy?
What's up, Bubba?
Appreciate the help last week, man.
So,
I got you.
But yeah, man. I mean, I think fishing's on the rise, man. We're definitely
no doubt.
spring has sprung. Everything's gonna sort of get better from here. It's gonna get hot. There's a lot of guys that are gonna have issues with that. Especially like not
Jet.
guys, but like clients and
Jet.
stuff, man. So I've already started
Danny.
prepping my clients.
Yeah.
I had some guys show up at the boat the other day, and they showed up and they were actually from Holland. He shows up and he goes, man,
Holland.
he goes, you got drinks and stuff? And I said, yeah, I've got some drinks. I said, I've got Gatorades and waters. And he goes, oh, no, we should be fine. We'll go get some Cokes. I said, man, trust me, man, you want to drink these
You want
waters.
some water.
And thank goodness that they did, man. They actually drank quite a few waters because I've had it 3 times now, man. And 2 of them happened last year. We were on a group trip.
Yep.
And lady conked out, dude.
Really?
Sitting on the cooler. Ask
Game
Jason. I
over.
was way back fishing
I
in
have
some
never
potholes.
had anybody.
Ch- I-
And this lady's sitting on the front of my boat, dude, and I was cleaning out the live well, and all of a sudden, man, just boom, laid
Hit
over,
her head.
hit her head on the gunnel, laid down on the floor, and of course I went straight over, propped her head up, got a towel underneath her, put cold water on her, got her back revived, got her back up on the cooler, and her sister was there, man, and it was like game over. We pulled the plug straight to the dock. Jason was there. It was it was nuts, man, but
Bad bite.
it gets hot, especially in some of these
544.
areas
Yeah,
we
bad
fish.
bite. Yeah, I've
do you
luckily
got?
never.
Here,
never
take
seen
some.
that.
I spent
No, they're not-
$5 on
They're
them.
not real good.
No, they're not. They run out of flavor in about 3 chews.
Yeah, the flavor's
Um,
not that good.
No, and I'm going to give Travis some credit, which I usually don't do. Anybody watches the show.
True that.
I mean,
Man, you said something honest.
well, hey, because you run with it too much. I can't give you too much credit. Travis was calm. He called me, said, man, this girl just laid out. I'm like,
he's like, should I hit another spot?
yeah. I mean, we're on fish. I really don't want to leave. No, he didn't
Jason's
say
like,
that.
The
He
fish
didn't
are
say-
biting. Should I go to one more
What should we
spot
do?
before I go in?
Air flight her out.
I was like, well, head in.
Dude,
He's like, what do you want me to do? And he was calm as can be.
Here was the whole thing to that situation was, and I don't want to get caught up on it, but it was a group trip. They showed up in like a van. Remember, as a family, and you had half the family, and I had the women. Jason had the dad and a couple kids, and we were planning on going back earlier, and they were going to go up to the restaurant and eat. I was going to do a 4-hour. Jason was going to do a 6-hour, and that's how we sort of had it split up. So Jason goes, well, what do you want me to do? And I'm like, dude, they're in the same car. You got to go. And he's like, all right, man, well, I guess we'll leave. And the dad goes, remember the dad's like, was she all right?
No, it was the son-in-law. I was like, hey, man, she just passed out. And he goes, she's probably all right.
She
I'm
does
like,
that all the time.
seriously? Like,
I'm freaking out,
I'm
dude.
like, well, I think they're going back. He's like, yeah, I guess we ought to go back. I'm like, all right, well,
dude,
let's roll them in.
Wow.
I goosed it, got back to the dock. By the time I got back to the dock, I had to stop a couple times, and we found out sort of that she had some type of a vertigo thing going on, and some other stuff, and it was just one of those days. It was like August, middle of August, and we just cooked them. I got back up into an area, and
we're trying to sweat them out. It's time to
stuck-
roll.
well,
You know what I mean?
it sucked, man, because literally I pushed the boat and I got stuck on this little bar, and I was like 20 yards away from the pothole. And so I was waiting for the tide again, and we're fishing like the edge of this bar, and we were catching some jacks and stuff. And I knew once I got in the pothole, we were gonna start catching some trout or some redfish. And
That was the day.
we just slid into the pothole. I power pulled down. We caught like 4 trout, and she tanked out, man. So I
That
should
was
have
the
done a
day
couple
you
more
come
loops
up with
before we
popping
went-
cork
we went back
Prieto.
there. Yeah, that was
That was the
popping
day?
cork
Because he
Prieto.
come next to me, and I kept catching them popping corks, and he couldn't catch one of them.
I refused, dude.
It
was like,
catching them. He's like, popping
I'm
cork
out,
Prieto.
going to a different spot. These fish are trained to pop cork. You don't even need bait.
Yeah.
You just throw it out there.
Oh, Cajun Thunder, son. Hear that clacking.
Well, you
Oh,
talking about
God.
that lady on the boat. I mean, I want to say I'm pretty sure it was Lori Deaton that had that guy on her boat tarpon fishing. Older fella, tarpon fishing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I know what you're
Caught
talking
a
about.
tarpon, got it to the boat, got the picture, released the tarpon, started to get back on another drift, and the dude fell over dead.
No, that was Dave.
Was that Dave?
It was in Boca. Because
Okay.
we had the PTTS tournament the next day.
That's sad, man.
It is.
That's horrible.
Well,
guys-
and it's just a freak
For anybody
deal.
joining us, what we're talking about is it being hot and getting hot, and we're just kind of talking about some stories that we've heard or that have gone on of incidents happening on the water. So we're just kind of, if you're just tuning in, I know we got a couple people more tune in, so that's what we're talking about is heat. If anybody's got any stories about that too, chime in, because
Yes.
it's an
Getting hot.
important thing,
Dude.
man. Like it freaks me out, man. I had another story, and I told y'all
He
this.
stayed very calm.
I had 4 young ladies on the boat. We went out mackerel fishing. It was in like June or July. We got back to the dock. I cleaned all the mackerel. They were going over the hook to eat the fish, and I'm taking the fillets out of the bag, man. And they're like teenage 12 or 13, 14, whatever, holding the bag. I'm dropping the fillets in. It's like a gallon-sized bag. Well, I'm like at the last couple, and she's going like this, right? And I'm thinking, man, that bag's not that heavy. So I went to grab the Ziploc after I put the last one in and grab it, and she looked in my eyes and just melted right into my chest and blacked out.
I'm not laughing
And
at
I
that.
set her down on the dock. Same deal. Her sister ran to the cooler, got the bottles
Your
of
dock's
water.
high enough that you don't want to fall off that
No,
thing.
dude. I'm glad. And, well, the funny thing was her dad was sitting over there on the seawall, right? And all of a sudden, I'm like, "Hey, man!"
She's
And
flirting with
his
me.
daughter's like laid over top of me. And I'm like, "She's passed out, bro. Like, come on, let's get on it."
Wow.
So
I wasn't laughing at that one. When he would start talking about this, I
it
just
It
remember.
kind of freaks me out. So now, if you go fishing with me, and I'm like jamming waters down your
Dehydrated.
throat, I
Just
mean,
roll with it. Just roll with it.
Charter Lakes has advised me to make sure we have water on the boat.
Dude, you're like when they get your insurance policy, they got like a big yellow
Dude, I
like
ain't got
this
no,
is caution.
They don't know
like,
any of this. They don't know any of this.
No, I was laughing because when you start talking about coming back to the dock, I was laughing when the dude's prosthetic fell off.
I got some stories, man. I got some
this
stories.
guy here, boy,
Oh.
he could find them.
The
The dude's prosthetic fell in the live well or something, his leg. Yeah. Didn't it fall in the live well?
Fell off.
Fell off. I mean, who does
We
that?
were getting him on the dock.
And his leg fell off in the water or the live well
It
or
was
something.
horrible, man. Like, I felt
And he's
so
telling me
bad.
the story, and I'm going, you've got to be kidding me. He's like, no, man, I didn't know what to do. His leg came off.
Well, it was that awkward moment where
You think?
where when it happens, and you're trying to be calm and professional, and I don't know this guy that well, so we push him up on the
You
dock.
did know his leg was fake, right?
Yeah, it
Okay,
was
I
like
was thinking,
yeah.
that would really flip me out.
But we popped him up on the dock on low tide, and it popped off, and it's like, here's your leg.
You want me to stick
so
it back on?
it was. But the cool thing about it was he was a really cool guy. He got it, and there was like a moment of silence, and then we all just cracked up laughing. You know what I mean? It was like it wasn't. It actually we got stuck in a rainstorm.
So basically, guys, get you a 12-pack of beer on Saturday when we're all booked.
And come to
Show
my
up to the
dock.
dock, get your lawn chairs.
Yes.
It's going to happen.
Go sit at
It's
Travis's
coming.
dock and watch the show.
Oh yeah, it's like
It's not quite as good as
it's
the
like
boat
the
ramp.
circus, man. They
Yeah.
just keep coming
But-
in and out. It's a good time though, man. Fishing is awesome though. That's the good part. Everybody's
Fishing
happy.
has been good.
Everybody's happy.
It's we're hitting spring. It's been busy, man. It's been good, guys. I want to ask y'all a favor. So we do some
gosh.
shares on the show to try to broaden our reach of people that watch our show. If you guys like our show, share it with your friends. Take the show, share it around,
Yeah.
spread it around. We don't limit our shares.
Unlimited shares.
Unlimited shares. So
That's
share
what
away.
we're going to do in 2018. We talked about it's going to be
sharing
the
is
year
caring.
of
Sharing is
unlimited
caring
shares.
on this show. We want y'all to share because we care.
I'm gonna
We
share
got
some
a trivia
information.
question
If
coming.
if
Oh,
y'all
we
need
do.
switch panels, Suncoast Plastics. They're over in like Sefner area. They've got. I went by there today and did some switch plates for the new boat, and I did a custom hatch dealio
Hey,
here.
scroll that mouse down so we can see. When are we going to break, too?
We're gonna go to break here in a second. But so I cut me
While
out
we
my
don't
own
take breaks.
little dealio hatch there. So if y'all need some of that stuff, Suncoast Plastics over in Valrico. Look it up. Suncoast Plastics. I think it's plasticsman.com.
And it don't even have to be for boats.
I wanted to hook him up
Yeah.
and show him. Yeah, it can be for anything. He can cut out whatever you want. So
It's pretty cool stuff.
it is. It is all CNC machine. All fits perfect. So nice stuff.
I know the machines are like probably 50 grand.
It's expensive, man.
I'd like to have one, but not like
Well, he's got
You
now. I mean,
Can we
he's
get one,
got
like,
a table.
a small one.
He can cut up to 96 by 48. So
Yeah.
he can cut any.
No,
you know,
that's
big
cool.
sheet.
It's I mean,
Guys will have a smaller one. So if you do need a bigger piece, and he does all kinds of custom plexiglass. He does windshields. He can pretty much do custom
anything that's plastic. right?
plastics fabricator, polycarbonate, plexiglass, starboard.
Well, not to
He
get
built
off.
my fillet table top. So really cool guy. His name's Manny and Lori. Real good friends of mine. I've known them for a long time. So, but check them out. Well, guys, we're gonna take a little break here, and we're gonna
We
answer some
going to break.
questions if y'all got some questions, and talk a little more fishing. So when we get back, you got more.
Trivia question coming at you.
We got a trivia question we're going to give away before you go to break. Are we going to break yet?
Yep, we're going to break.
The problem is I don't know the
And
answer.
welcome back, Tampa Fishing Outfitters live fishing report. Right here at Tampa Fishing Outfitters, Osborne Avenue in Tampa, right by the Tampa Stadium. we always talk about Tampa Fishing Outfitters, but there's also St. Pete Fishing Outfitters and Tarpon Fishing Outfitters, which are equally as, crazy stores, man, as far as inventory and what they got in the store. So if you haven't been to any three, I know. If you haven't been to any of these 3 stores, come check them out. They've got just about everything you could possibly be looking for to fish our area. So come check them out. They got most everything in stock. Also got some great deals, especially coming into springtime. I know they got some spring deals coming up that James was telling us about. So check them out. But we got trivia.
Yeah, trivia.
We got line cutters, Berkeley line cutters. Berkeley's one of our contributing sponsors. They're going to do most of the trivia stuff. So these have been really cool, though, man. A lot of guys have been saying they work really well. So check those out. What's the trivia question?
All right, so I changed it up on you. The other one.
Don't get too crazy.
No, we got. Listen, I found a whole new thing of trivia questions. Just back off now. Pipe down. So Dorado, aka mahi mahi, aka dolphin, are explosively. They grow at an explosively fast growth rate. In 2 years, how many inches can they grow in 2 years?
Oh, that's pretty easy, dude.
And I know how long they live.
No.
Yeah. That's what you got. That's what you dug 3 pages on Google for. It's 3. He's probably about 3 pages deep, guys. If you want.
Better than your first one.
Hey, I appreciate you.
Well, check it out. Say it again.
We appreciate.
We gotta give something.
Yes.
Yes.
How fast does the Dorado / mahi mahi grow in 2 years?
How fast? Or you said how many inches? What size?
How many inches?
How many inches?
Up to how many inches
Up
can they
to,
grow in
okay.
5 years?
Man, a lot of chatter out there.
Man,
Well, what do y'all want to talk about, man? We can
Dave,
talk about whatever you
that's
want
a
to talk
lot,
about.
bro. No.
48 inches?
No.
They can grow that big, but just
Wait, I'm sorry. I read there. In a month, not 2 years. Sorry.
Oh, we're going to change
A month.
it. We're going to change it.
I read it wrong. Sorry.
Jesus. If you could just find the page that you're on. What is it?
How many inches per month did dolphin / mahi mahi grow?
Jeepers.
Train wreck.
Train wreck.
Choo-choo.
Hey, whatever. Where's your trivia
Hey,
question?
that's why we don't let you do trivia.
I had a whole page
This
of
is
them.
Jason's first night in charge
I'm
of
nervous.
trivia.
I really am.
He's
You guys
shaking
are.
legs 10,000
Yeah.
over here.
I got the jitters.
You need the
Um,
NEMA 2000 over there.
NEMA 2000. For all
So-
you two, we're gonna throw another trivia just for fun out there. What
What
is
is the
NEMA?
we gotta have it. We gotta.
Nobody's gotten it. You're close. You guys are close.
Nobody knows what the freaking question is because you changed.
How
it
many
3
inches
times.
do they grow in a month?
How many
Okay.
inches can a mahi mahi grow a month?
Each
In a month. Yep.
Okay,
You guys are close.
4 inches.
Does anybody else know what NEMA 2000 is? Can fill Rick in too, by the way.
How about Dave's? Dave had a answer there.
Dave.
Scroll down. You got to scroll down to see it.
Come on, Travis.
Dude, 6 inches. 28 inches.
It obviously ain't that easy because nobody's gotten it.
3 inches.
Nope. 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 Who
Everybody's
put
confused,
28
bro.
inches? How many inches can a dolphin / mahi mahi grow in a month? They're all wrong.
Who cares?
3.28. Dave, that's pretty technical
That's
there,
getting
bub.
down there.
That's something
getting
Travis
down
would
there.
put.
Hey,
Travis,
it's right,
scroll
it's right.
to the other side, dude. The new stuff.
Oh,
What are you talking about?
Is
This
that the new stuff?
that's the new stuff.
Here you go,
All right.
Bubba. Look, no more complaints.
No, last time I hit that, I shut the whole thing down. I'm scared of it.
Let me see the answer.
It's, dude, they're right there. There we go.
5 inches.
Hagen Ward.
There goes the prize.
Jeez, we broke it.
All right, Hagen, come on in, buddy. Get you a pair of.
Let's see
Berkeley
how
line
many.
cutters.
All right, we're going to do a second trivia.
Second trivia.
We're going to do a second trivia. Who can tell me what NEMA 2000 is?
Oh, that's easy.
Who
Everybody's
can
gonna
tell
get
me
that
what
one.
NEMA 2000 is?
Yeah,
That's like a very vague
in the boating
question.
industry.
Okay, well, we'll see what kind of response.
And that's just off the top of my head.
And see, you're making fun of people here.
No,
because
I'm
you know
not.
I would have never, ever
No.
been able to get that.
No.
Except for last week.
NEMA 2000. What is NEMA 2000?
What is NEMA 2000? I'll go with it. I'll go with it.
Rick,
All right.
I'm just trying to see if anybody's on. It's a pain in the tech butt.
Well, if you're running Nema,
He put 200.
If you're running 200,
200.
if you're running 200, man, it's
Now, one of my website
you're
ain't working
10 times
right.
slower.
Oh man.
See, Rick, you're not alone. Nema
Oh,
200.
I got a feeling Clay knew what it was.
Oh, he does, but
Yeah.
200 was even better.
Yeah.
So
Clay-
anybody, you were asking me what these were up here for. I want to talk about them. There was
Yes.
tournament season's right around the corner, and old James Beers was out a couple life jackets, and I ended up hooking him up with a couple packs for
I can't
the
believe you
tournament.
did that. I'm
Why?
mad at you.
Why?
I wanted to see him on the orangies.
On the oranges? No,
I
I couldn't
wanted
do my
the
boy like
orangies
that.
purling.
So he's actually giving them back to me tonight, but I wanted to show you. I think I got these for I got them on sale. They were like $49 or $50, man. I've had them for a couple years
Yeah.
now. And these are the tournament ones. A lot of what I do with
These
tournament
are important
stuff.
to wear when the motor
Yeah.
they got a
when the
bag that
motor's
they go
running,
in.
You got to have these on.
Yeah.
Hey, yes, dude. People will laugh at me. I'll fish with that joker on, son. I won't even take
yeah.
it off.
Why not?
Dude, you ain't catching me without a life jacket on. Not this cracker right here, son. Not me.
Mark, you're right. We're not giving anything away.
I wear 3
but-
life jackets.
Yeah.
Oh.
So these are, we had talked about this years past, Travis. Guys, if you're out throwing a cast net by yourself in
Yep.
deep water,
Not a bad idea.
this right here could be a lifesaver. As our EPIRBs. What was that unit you have that I borrowed?
I tell you what, man. Well, yeah, that's the
What?
PLB, personal
PLB.
locator beacon. But the other thing to that is, and this is coming around. I'm surprised, Mercury, man. You don't know.
What?
You don't know.
All I know is they got a new V6
that
out.
Fells Marine has partnered with Mercury, which is the wireless cutoff switch.
Yeah.
deal, which is super cool, man.
They ain't
Yeah.
partnering with Suzuki?
Huh?
Sorry.
Not yet. Not yet. Not
That is a
yet.
good system.
But it's a third party system. It has nothing to do with Mercury. I was just racking his cod sack. But it's a wireless cutoff switch, which is really cool,
Yep.
especially for the tournament guys. I talked to Lee about it. It's sort of, I think, in the works of trying to get it approved for the IFA and stuff like that. I think it's maybe this
the
year.
Florida Pro's good with it.
Are they good with it?
Yeah, they
but
said
it's
something
it's
at
a
the-
wireless, watch basically that you wear, and it connects to a device on your boat that's wireless, and it's basically just a Form C contact.
Ken, what's
normally
up, buddy?
Normally closed. So the guys that do know electrical stuff, it does have a Form C. So if you're normally closed or normally open, depending on some
On the
of
circuit?
some of the older stuff, yeah, some of the older stuff grounds, some of the other stuff doesn't, and the way that the
How does it work off a sensor? When the sensor gets so far apart, it grounds the system out.
yeah, so you basically have a wireless signal
Yeah.
that connects to this module. The module's got a little antenna in the back, and it's basically just with the same concept of a mechanical switch. It's in there.
Right.
It's just activated by that wireless signal.
Yeah.
And so when that signal does something that tells it to activate, it opens and or closes the switch. It energizes the relay or de-energizes it, depending on what.
That's
what you
pretty
have.
cool system. You think, because usually your kill switch, I know on every boat I've had, they're in the way. They're always by the steering wheel, your key switch.
How many
and
times
then-
have you hung the
Oh,
lanyard
my
up
God.
in the
Especially if
wheel?
you got a knob.
I know.
It's like, oh, my God.
when I
like-
was doing the wiring on the skiff, I went to install the lanyard on this side, and I was like, wait a minute.
No.
I'm putting
Yeah.
it over here because I don't want it to be on this hand. And
Well,
a lot of
it's-
boats will have it on the. For me, it'd be on the left-hand side, and I want it on this side because I'm steering normally with my left
Yeah.
hand. I'm using the throttle with my right.
Well, typically it's with or near the key switch because they kind of
Right.
go in conjunction
Exactly.
with each other. The problem is they want to put the key switch convenient to the steering wheel. Downside is you're going to have your kill switch convenient to the steering wheel,
Yep.
which isn't convenient
Not
when
good.
you're driving. So
Especially if you got a suicide knob.
And there's some
Yeah.
other cool stuff, a little less expensive option on some of that. They got these the ones that I think wrap around your wrist, or they wrap around your, I don't know if it's your ankle or something. I was
ankle,
or your leg, or you can.
you just put it around
It's
your
like a-
wrist.
It's like a wrap or something, like a daggum. I don't know. I was. There is. I promise you, it's out there. There's something.
You
It's,
dug
it's
a little too
different-
deep in that one.
It's a different. You can put it around your neck. Put it around
I
your
don't want to
neck.
strangle. I don't want to get strangled.
Hey, I got my kill switch on.
Yeah.
It's killing me.
It's killing me. It's cutting the circulation off.
Anyhow, we got way off topic on that.
Yeah.
But Fells Marine, which
It
is
is
a
a
newer
cool
product,
product.
a wireless kill switch. For the guys building newer boats, when I built the new Canyon Bay,
Yep.
they actually sent me a prototype, and we sent it in, and they put it on my new Canyon Bay, and it was really cool.
Oh, you mean the boat you don't fish
Especially-
tournaments with?
Yeah. Well, I got one going on my
On the skiff?
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's really cool for like catching bait, man. Especially when we get into some of these nasty springtime, summertime times when we got to go out early in the morning and catch bait. You know it's coming April. You're gonna be out there at 7:30, and there's gonna be a north 20 trying to catch bait on a marker. Is gonna be nuts. But I wear that guy, and I feel great, man. My boat's gonna shut off. I ain't gonna get myself run over because a lot of times I'm on the motor, the big motor, because the trolling motor, I don't care. It's just not that it doesn't work, but I feel a lot safer being on my big motor, rolling into a marker if I'm doing a roll by, than just sitting there on the trolling motor.
In bad weather,
you
for
know,
sure.
Because one wave get to rocking, and that's what happens is you get a ship or something go by or some goober that blows by the marker.
Yeah.
When you're trying to
We
catch
have-
bait,
He lives in our neck of the woods.
yeah. So it happens, but you just gotta, like I said, be on alert for that. But some of the stuff we're talking about, a lot of guys are working on their boats, getting them ready for spring, stuff like that. So if you are rewiring a boat or doing something, check it out, Fells Marine.
Yeah, no, it's cool stuff. There's a lot of new stuff, breaking edge stuff coming out. The Miami Boat Show was this past week. I did not get the chance to go, but I know that I don't know if Suzuki released anything. I didn't hear if Yamaha released
Yanmar,
anything.
Suzuki, well, with Kevin, Yanmar got some awards for one of their new small diesel engines in the Yanmar
That's
world.
that's their
But
ticket.
as
is
far as mastery, is concerned. To be honest with you, man, some plans changed with me. I didn't end up going to the boat show. I stayed here and did some other stuff, but so I don't know exactly what was going on down there. I know Mercury released some stuff. Suzuki, I don't think they released anything new. I think their big ticket item right now is still the 350, which came out,
Well,
middle of
Mercury
last year. So.
Mercury released it's pretty big news. I was kind of surprised they didn't bring the horsepower up, but I almost guarantee they're going to use that as a release for next year. These companies do that. They released the lightest V6 4-stroke on the market now. It's a 3.3 liter. It goes. I think where they're hitting the market is it's light. It's almost as light as the 4-cylinders, if I remember correctly. But they're hitting a 175.
Made
And
out of
it's a
recycled
V6.
Coke cans.
No, that's American, son. But it's Bud Light cans.
Coca-Cola.
But they're it's 3.3 liter. It's not supercharged, and like I said, I think it's 475 pounds. It's light,
Yeah.
and it goes from 175 to 225. So they're hitting that. I wonder if they're trying to hit the bass market. Because I know bass guys
that's just a
typically.
sweet spot in motors, with the exception of I'd say the bigger
Us.
guide boats and bay
Yeah.
boats. But most guys I would say are 90 to 200, or
Well,
the
I think where it's
150,
huge
90 to
is
150 range. I think is probably a majority of boaters,
well, anybody that knows
recreational
engines,
boaters in
you
our
can-
area.
you can take a 175 horse 4-cylinder, and if it's relatively the same weight, it's not going to even come close to that 175 V6 because of the torque ratios.
Here we go.
You got two more cylinders and it's got a lot more torque. We're not going to get into this subject, are we? So, but you're talking going a 4-cylinder V6 with a relatively same weight ratio on a boat, but you're going to get a lot more low-end power to get up and go. So I think they did good by hitting that. I almost can see them pushing that motor to 300, but with the Verado, I'm sure they don't want to kill themselves on the higher-end Verado stuff. So I was hoping they released the 400 in the regular as a regular engine, not a racing, but I don't think they did. I think it's still in the racing market. But trying to think what else I've seen
'Cause
online.
that's what you need.
That's what you
400.
need.
The
Yeah.
400.
Cowlings look so good.
Why
Look,
go 400, dude? Why don't you? They got the 667 or whatever it is.
well, that one's heavy
Go
though.
that right.
Gotta keep the
Just
weight
go that
down.
route, dude.
Gotta keep
You're
the
gonna
weight
grow
down.
grow a set, son.
Hey,
Let
listen,
it jingle.
I'm gonna have to get me some stickers for the 400. I like the look of the
You're
Cowlings.
just gonna
Leave
put
me
stickers
alone.
on it.
Yeah, nobody will know. Don't say nothing.
That's Ruskin right there, folks. That's Ruskin.
But I'm trying to think what else was released off the top of my head that I knew was pretty good in the engine side of things. I didn't see anybody besides that throw anything out there that I can
You
remember.
they got to be getting. close
Honda
to the
did a
limit.
refresh. Somebody said I did not look at Honda. Honda is such a
Well,
makes a decent motor. They are such a small market share here.
The Miami Boat Show is more. It is a boat show. I mean, it's more like your Fort Lauderdale, Miami.
It's the release. Everybody releases
and everybody's
their new
releasing
stuff.
a newer product or a newer boat model. So, as far as the ancillary items, third-party stuff, the motors and the electronics. I think that it's not quite as impactful at the boat show, at that particular boat show. I mean, they kind of release that stuff all throughout the year. I mean, obviously that's one of the big places that they will release stuff because there's so many people and you get the attention. But I didn't see anything from Simrad or anything from Lowrance or nothing that I know of.
Yeah,
I mean, ICAST is generally another good place for some of that stuff, especially some of your tackle and gear and clothing and coolers and all that kind of jazz. The boat show to me was more boats, man. Like,
well,
if you wanna
Yamaha
go buy a big offshore contender or a yacht. That's where you need to go look at the
ICAST would be
the
where
new stuff.
They would have the smaller stuff, wouldn't it?
That's more fishing related. Where Miami Boat Show is more, like Mercury, Yamaha.
Boats.
Yeah, it is what it is.
The OEM type stuff, the stuff that you don't really have to worry about a whole bunch. You buy a boat and that's what all comes on it.
Yamaha did release, I know, and they did it earlier in the month, which I didn't really understand why. Maybe they were trying some marketing play. They released a 115 in their show series of motors.
Yamaha?
The SHO, yeah. So they got the 115 and an SHO. I think it's the lightest 115 or something of that nature. I didn't. But so they did release something. They just did it early. So I was kind of surprised. Usually, because it seems like years before that, there was a lot of new releases of product out. On this show, it was kind of like there was some stuff, but it wasn't as much as previous years. But
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I wasn't there, like I said, but we'll see. I mean, it's starting to. You wonder if we start to get to like a plateau where you go, man.
Exactly. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
I did
800 horsepower next year, guys. We had 7 last year.
I asked
at
the
what
text
point
from
is it
Mercury.
Exactly.
Did we just start
There's got to be a weight
fine-tuning
limitation.
to some
you got to
point?
reach a weight that says, okay, we can't make it any stronger.
Well,
without going heavier.
I think what you're going to see
always
if
room
it gets
for innovation. I agree with that, but
I think what you're going to see. I could be wrong.
How impactful is it?
I kind of
and efficiency and.
I did an event a couple years ago from Mercury and I asked one of the techs, not like a dealer tech, like manufacturer guy. I said, what do you think the cap is? And he said, I think it's 550.
For the horsepower?
Yeah.
In terms of an outboard.
Yeah,
motor?
outboard. Of course, 7 Marine is different, but they're running a V8 engine.
I mean, for offshore boats, I guess there really is no quote unquote limitation. I mean, you look at a big, offshore. I'm trying to think of the big cat boats. What were they? I just saw one the other day. What were we see in Venice? What were those? Freemans, the big Freemans, and stuff like that. I mean, those things can handle some weight. Those things can handle some horsepower. I mean, they're already throwing 4 350s and stuff on the back of it. I could possibly see that market changing, but the cost to have something like that on an inshore boat, on one of our boats, it's just
and the weight is the weight issue.
And what's
too.
the point?
How many are they going to sell like that too?
What's the point though?
You got to look.
I mean,
I
roll
think,
up to the Skyway with 800 horsepower,
dude,
and then turn around and go fish the South Shore.
I just tried to. I put my order.
But the thing is, as I get what you're saying, but the thing is, as you get bigger, you're going to get to the point where your horsepower is reaching the size of boats that don't have outboards. They have
diesel engines.
Right. So at some point, you got to get to the point where it is, okay, we can do this, but
I'll tell you the answer to that.
I mean,
I did see that, Matt. I did see that. You're right.
90K.
The Raymarine, I think it's the FLIR system.
5
FLIR,
yeah.
They've got drones that'll automatically follow the boat. Forget somebody posted shared something about it.
I didn't see anything about Waymarine.
I did see
Waymarine
that.
stepped their game up. I seen some of their units. Actually, I got the new Pathfinders in line to get built, so I've been ordering all my stuff. I went to West Marine yesterday to get had to pick up some speakers and stuff, and I happened to glance over. Waymarine stuff's looking nice again. I think they kind of went through a phase where it was different, and they got some really nice stuff.
Simrad's probably building it too.
I'll tell you, Simrad we found out Simrad builds a lot of stuff for companies.
They build a lot of OEM gauges.
Yeah,
for sure.
they build Mercury Vessel View. They build Suzuki's flat screen gauge.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, Rick, to answer your question about the diesel, the outboard with the bigger horsepower, and a good source, the source was telling me this, they're chipping into the diesel market.
Yeah, but there's certain boats at certain size. You're not going to put outboards on them just because the configuration of the boat.
You talk like a Cabo, like a Cabo or something.
Yeah, so I mean,
but you go to a sport fish, they're not into that.
An 800 horsepower motor, okay? How many boats
fishermen
are going to be buying an 800 horsepower motor if we ever get to that? So there's got to be a
Ask yourself this 10 years
It's
ago.
it's the go fast offshore boats.
It's not going to
That's
be
the
the guys
market.
that have 3 on. When they got
They're
trips
hanging
back there.
400s.
I get
on
that,
single
but
engine.
people are putting trips on their boats for dependability, not so much for horsepower.
I disagree.
No,
I think there's a
definitely,
balance. I think there's a
definitely.
balance.
Hey,
I think there's a
because
balance.
do the research. The amount that you get on that extra third motor is 5 to 7%.
But they're ate up with horsepower. Why?
Yeah, but you're not going to
Explain to me why 350.
Average guy is not going to spend that kind of money for 5%.
You're crazy.
No.
I think you're wrong.
No.
I think you're talking somebody
gonna-
sells his motors every 5 months.
Oh, you're not.
Rick.
Oh,
you're
this
not,
is getting good.
You're
Y'all
not.
see what I got to deal with? See, we go to dinner after this, and this is generally
You're
like
not.
you guys were on the show.
You're
by
not
the
where
way.
I'm talking.
This is
I
like
mean,
a dinner
you're not,
conversation.
You're not that guy I'm talking about. The guy I'm talking about is the guy that's got the 36-foot boat with trips on the back.
It's a weight issue with them guys. They want speed.
Hey, easy. The switch.
If
panel.
you
That's got to go on the boat.
if you run trips, you think more logical than
I'm not
these
talking
guys
about
with a
guys that's
yellowfin.
running
First
trips.
off, do you agree with that? A guy buying a yellowfin is not thinking logical because he's already spending $500,000 on the
I'm
boat.
telling you, the market's not going to be there for a 700 horsepower motor to sell a bazillion of them.
Well,
like they do.
Maybe not
The
700.
proof
What
in the
about
pudding
500?
Is look at the
500.
667 or whatever.
That's
they
what I'm
already
saying.
have it. They already
But-
have it. So whatever that market share is what it is. I hate to burst y'all's bubble, but they already have it. They have a 667.
Yeah, but that
So
is it's
it's-
they don't have a deal. The problem with the 7 Marine, they don't have a dealer network. It's kind of like buying a
It's
Lamborghini.
a custom engine. It has no warranty. You buy it.
I think they have warranty.
Yeah,
Well,
but
they
I mean,
used to
you're,
not.
you're
Maybe they
talking
do
about
now, but I
something
know that
that's
in the
not-
past they
It's
didn't have
exotic.
warranty on it.
That's not
It's like buying a
realistic.
Lamborghini.
Right.
I'm saying
You're
buying
talking
a
about an off-the-shelf
realistic.
product. That
Yeah.
you can go
That's not
purchase.
realistic.
My point is they do have it. So if there was a huge demand for it, the technology
Well,
and the product is there.
the problem
If it was a demand
They'd
for
be
it,
flying
it
off
would,
the
the
problem
shelves.
with the Chevy
Amen.
Marine is it's only in one application because of the weight issue. It's a heavy motor. It's a V8. My point being, I don't think they make a 700,
You're
but
going to poke his eye out with that.
yes, and that's my switch plate, dude.
I think that
Jam it
No
I think you'll
props for
start
you.
seeing if they go up in
That's-
horsepower.
don't
I think
don't scratch my lid.
I
neither.
think that they've hit a plateau.
There's
Here,
your
put this
problem.
around your neck and pull the strip.
we're gonna put the cast in and see if they hold you down. But I think what you're gonna see is I think you're gonna see. I think they've hit a plateau on motors as far as horsepower.
I'm
with-
just
with a
waiting for them to
V6.
run on Cornwall, because as soon as that happens, son,
I want where they got the. I want to
will
throw
smell like
garbage.
AMC
I
theaters
want to do like
coming out
Back
of
to the
marina.
Future. I want to be able to throw garbage in my deal and the flux capacitor and it runs.
Oh, my gosh.
Imagine telling your customers, man, start throwing trash in here. We gotta get back.
Hey, everybody bring your trash. No, dude, fish carcasses. Just jam them right down in there.
That,
Let 'em-
but then you'd have PETA all over.
It'd be like Willy Wonka.
This show has taken a bad turn.
Bubbles coming out.
Ken,
It
you
is
are
bad.
hitting on a Ken.
It is
No,
a
Ken.
bad
But
turn.
hold on, we're talking about Miami Boat Show. This is
We
all relative.
got about 5 more minutes.
Ken, diesel outboards. I believe you. I think that actually Mercury has taken an Optimax for the government and they converted it to a diesel engine. It was able to run on
They
diesel.
better make it clean.
It passed the emissions. I mean, the government bought it. It's not
I
a
think they have
public
a
source.
production diesel outboard engine.
It's an Optimax. I don't know if they sell it to the public, but I know they've done
well, I
it.
don't know if it's a U.S. motor, but they definitely have outboard diesel,
Well,
small
yeah.
horsepower outboard diesel engines.
They had those back in the 30s, little bitty ones.
Did they?
Seen that on pickers.
Well, I think Ken's onto something with diesel engines because I think the obstacle with diesel engines is going to be
Guys
making
been
it burn
drinking.
clean. I mean, I could see old
No.
J-Tom with a diesel. You imagine J-Tom with a diesel outboard at the bridge. He'd
have like
have
a-
the big exhaust,
Dude,
like just
8-inch
black smoke
stack
and all of us.
coming out.
But I think if they can get them down to where they're light and they can turn the RPMs and on a safe basis, I think that because you're going to get the better low end torque. You imagine your whole shot on a diesel if you could
Oh,
make it-
yeah.
it'd be awesome. Like you'd jump right up. So yeah. Anyhow, curious to see Phil. What's up, buddy? But I'm curious to see what lies for tomorrow, like technology wise. It's crazy. I mean,
I tell you what I think. And I've been thinking about it for a while. But when
you
is
probably overthought it 15 times.
I've definitely overthought it several
Guaranteed.
times. I even have some drawings.
100% drawings.
But what about a reinvention of the trolling motor?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
my
serious.
gosh. Hey, remember
Hey,
the guy that
hey.
wanted to drill a hole in the boat that come out of your.
No,
That's
no,
a great idea.
No,
That's
but I'm
a
talking
terrible
about
idea.
What if we could
If they could make it work.
If we could
It won't ever
remove the
work.
propeller, if we could remove the propeller and make a jet or a turbine, some sort of small
Yeah, that'll
jet
work good in
propulsion
hydrilla.
jet trolling motor.
How you gonna? What about hydrilla?
I don't care about
Grass.
hydrilla. I ain't got no hydrilla.
Well, if you can't run
I'll
a
jam
trolling
it down in
motor,
there.
Yeah, but how can you make a jet run on
Well,
DC? I
there's-
mean, you got to have.
Well, not a jet, not a gasoline.
gotta have
not,
fuel.
Not a. I didn't mean it like that. Okay, turbine
Okay.
pump.
Okay,
Basically,
I need to
An
see your
impeller,
drawings.
An impeller.
I need to see the
Right?
drawings.
Well, we use.
he didn't finish them.
We use a propeller
Got
for
stumped.
propulsion. You use a mechanical propeller
Okay.
that's tapered and for propulsion. It's the difference between a propeller airplane and a jet engine, right?
Gotcha.
But that philosophy, as long as you move water, you're going to propel the opposite direction. But it's like basically like if you took a live well pump and put it on the end of a shaft of a motor or on a trolling motor shaft and you turn it on, it's going to push a little bit, but you'd have to find a way to.
Hey, how's that live well pump run when you get one blade of grass in it?
Huh?
How's that live well pump run when you get one good piece of grass in
Well,
it?
that's a live well pump. I mean,
This will be
I
bigger.
just like I said. Listen, okay, now you're already
No,
criticizing
I'm
my
not.
patent.
I'm not.
Criticizing my patent.
I'm not.
I was just saying that for
If it co-
years, the trolling motor
No, I agree with you.
has not changed in terms. There you go, Tesla outboard. I'm down with that.
That'd be cool.
But you know what I'm saying? I think that's one item on the boat. We got the power pole. We got the outboards that constantly change. We got the boat design that changes. The one thing that hasn't changed, with the exception of steering and the ability to control it, but the actual technology of a trolling motor hadn't really changed a whole bunch.
no, it hasn't.
The
Well,
motors and stuff have gotten better. The quality of the product has gotten better, but there really hasn't
the
been any
basic
innovation
design
in
of
the way they work.
the closest thing has
Which
been
there might not
Dakota
be. I
has
just-
came with an auto deploy, which has been a train wreck the first round. I think they've kind of fixed it.
But does it need to change?
Everything needs to change.
No, it don't.
If we still had roll-up windows, they work, but
Roll-up windows are fine.
that's good for the economy. You know how many broken electric windows there have been over the years? Versus Rick, NEMA 2000, brother.
Nobody got that, by the way.
They didn't. They didn't.
Oh, guys, well, we have completely jabbered ourselves through another hour.
I thought
of
this was a great show.
live
We
fishing report.
we
here,
talked some about
which-
fishing and we talked about technology, and now everybody's confused on the whole 9 yards.
Yes.
So,
Yes, I'm confused too.
well, I promise next week we'll do some fishing again. If you guys got stuff you want to talk about, let us know. We're coming
And
up
if-
into spring fishing. I can tell you right now, we're all going to be slam busy. We're going to roll in here
Let's hope.
and we're going to go. Snook fishing's been good. Red fishing's been good.
And that's why we're going to talk about technology.
So,
and
let us
jet-
know what you guys want to talk about. We're here every week, guys. Same place, same time. Tampa Fishing Outfitters live fishing report. Like and share our page. We
Give us a
appreciate
call
all
for
y'all's
a
support.
charter.
Give us a call for a charter.
Number?
813-830-3474. Captain Travis at fishbyinstinct.com.
Captain Jason Prieto, Steady Action Fishing Charters. Reach me at 813-727-9890. My man over here, Big Rick.
813-601-2900.
What's your website?
I will accept your call. No website.
This is NEMA 2000 here.
I'm not
Let
having
me-
it.
NEMA 2000.
Let me tell you something. If you
He's
think-
running NEMA 200.
I got the NEMA 200.
This is I want to tell people before we go. This is real stuff. When we get in the truck and leave here, or we're at the dock,
Oh,
we
man.
argue in the same fashion.
Yeah, it's just like this all the time.
So I
Just
mean,
gotta
we're,
keep stuff away from
we're
the
pretty
freaking.
we're pretty fun on the boat. I mean, if we make fun of you, it's all in fun though.
Yeah.
But anyhow, give us a call. Until next week, we're gonna get some guests in here too.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Tight lines. Appreciate you watching.